Yo, it's your boy Pete Camp. Put the camp stamp on it. Coming at you about this Billy Porter situation on Sesame Street. Right off the rip, I'm going to tell you right now, I disagree. I think it's ridiculous. Now let's get into it. When I heard he was appearing on Sesame Street, I thought, well, what's the real big deal? You know, I didn't see the dress picture first. I saw a picture of him and Elmo laughing at this, that, and other. Okay, what's wrong with that? You know what I'm saying? He's in the t-shirt, whatever. But then I see the picture of the tuxedo dress, which I, seen him rocking at the red carpet or whatever. And, I shook my head then, but whatever. You want to do what you want to do, fine. In this case, now it's like, now you're on Sesame Street with this. The kids is watching this. Kids is 2, 3, 4 years old watching this on Sesame Street. And y'all want to make the conscious decision to put him in this tuxedo dress in front of the kids. And some people, I saw some comments like, oh, if I'd have seen this when I was young, it would have made me easier to come out. It would have made life so much easier. Okay, that's one way to look at it. But what about the majority, the rest of the population, who will now see this and be confused? Y'all are doing way too much with this. Like, the kids are not at this age. I'm not going to say all, but 99% of children are not thinking about their sexual orientation at the age of 3. You know what I'm saying? It's just not something that's on their mind. I'm going to give you an example of, because I feel like when you do this, you put them in a dress, now you're subtly influencing them to now want to wear a dress. Even if they are a heterosexual male or or a heterosexual female, whatever. You ever do this to your kid? Try it. I know a lot of you parents do it anyway. What do you want to eat today? Chicken? And before the child can answer, you answer it for him. And he now says yes to chicken, even though in his head he might have wanted a burger. He was going to say burger when you said, what do you want to eat? But his parent says chicken before he can answer, and he goes along with it. Okay, I want chicken. I feel like that's what y'all doing to kids at this age. You're coercing them into being something that you want them to be. See, a parent will do that with cooking dinner because that's what I bought at the grocery store today. I bought chicken. This is what we eating. But you want to make your kid feel like they have some type of free will and some type of, some type of choice in what they're doing today. So you want to make them feel a little more like a big boy. So you say, what do you want to eat today? You ask them the question to make them think that they're getting free will out of this question. But then you say chicken and you guide them to what you bought at the grocery store today. You didn't buy burgers, so you getting chicken is what you're getting. But what do you do when when you come at a child that way? We having chicken. I don't want chicken. They may cry. They may they sit at the table. They don't want to eat it. They pick over it. They give it to the dog. But to alleviate a lot of that, you give them a fake, false sense of choice and then guide them into the answer that you want them to have. And then, hence, you bought chicken at the grocery store. This is what we having. He's happy. I'm happy. Done. I feel like this is what gay parents do to children a lot, or trans parents, or gender fluid parents. Y'all got so many names for these things. I don't know I can't keep up with it all. But this is what y'all doing to kids at an age when they're not old enough to even decipher what you're giving them. If you put 2 dresses in front of your son and say, which one of these you want to wear today, the blue one or the pink one? If he doesn't know any better, if he hasn't been firmly rooted in his manhood, He's probably going to pick one of the dresses. But the question you should be asking yourself, why are you giving your child, your male child, a choice of 2 dresses to wear as his only things to wear? Why not release him into his own wardrobe and say, what do you want to wear today? Go in there and pick it out. Whatever you want to wear, that's what you're going to wear. And he go in there and pick out his shorts and his favorite, 49ers shirt or something. And then boom, you go about your day. But I feel like this is what y'all doing by putting this guy in the dress. I mean, he going to wear the dress wherever you're going to wear the dress. It is what it is. Do what you want to do. But when you're giving this into the kid, like you can't even sit your kid in front of the TV, which, I mean, we should be getting away from that anyway, sitting our kids in front of the TVs and iPods and iPhones and all of this anyway. But when you sit your kid in front of the TV to watch Sesame Street, I feel like that should be a safe place for them to not be attacked by sex. A child isn't even thinking on those terms at that point. I read a story once, not too long ago. I'm gonna do a video on this too. I can't think of the name, but she was born a he, transitioned into a female, and didn't tell her fiance up front. Told him later. But regardless of the fact, the mother started having this child go to the doctor and get shots to start transitioning the child into a woman at the age of 6. I feel like you as a parent should be locked up. This should be illegal. You should be locked up. You understand what I'm saying? If y'all gonna tell me that a 15-year-old is not old enough to decipher or fend themselves off from a R. Kelly type or a Harvey Weinstein type or whichever these guys are, you know what I'm saying? If you're going to tell me a 15-year-old is not able to handle themselves in those situations, then you got to agree that a 6-year-old is not mentally equipped to know if they want to be a woman or a man. And I feel like a parent uses that situation that I just said before and they influence them. Well, don't you like this dress? Don't you like these bows and these ribbons and these barrettes? You want to wear these? And as a boy, he starts to feed into that. If that's all he's around. Kids are copycats. They copycat and they feed into what they're seeing, what their parents are. They want to be like daddy. They want to be like mommy. Whoever they're around, they want to be like these people. They sponges. They pick up everything that you're giving out. That's why they cuss at the wrong time when they shouldn't be cussing. They shouldn't be cussing at all, but they'll regurgitate it at the wrong time. And you're like, I don't know how he know this word. You know, because you say it around him all the time. You say it all the time. So if you're a gay parent or a lesbian parent or any of the LGBT community and you start to guide your child in that way, why? Because they're going to copycat you. But I feel like you should wait. Why not wait until let the child become grown? If a child has sex, at 16 or something with somebody 2 years older, that's statutory rape. You say they need to be 18 before they can, legally have sex on their own and become a man or a woman or whatever. So why should a child be able to be influenced at the age of 3 and 4 as to what their sexual makeup should be? They're not even thinking about that. D-Wade got his son out here in crop tops, wearing nails, showing his stomach. And y'all want to play this fierce card. Oh, we're big, courageous, and fierce. And I'm I'm going to love my child no matter what. Of course, we're going to all love our children no matter what. We should. But I feel like you're encouraging something that's not to be encouraged at this age. An 11-year-old should not be into sex at this moment. And just a quick sidebar, most parents would not even let their daughter wear a crop top shirt like that, showing their stomach like that, being fast. So why would you then let your son wear this and post it all on Instagram? It's like y'all doing this for yourselves, man. Y'all trying to be this progressive, forward-thinking family and get likes and get, the LGBT community on your side to think a certain way, to make y'all this like prominent family in this fight against whatever. Like, that's cool, man. Do whatever you want to do, but a regular girl would not be wearing a crop top shirt like that. So why would you then let your son do it? But then in the gay, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand it. It's not something that should be force-fed to our children. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you how I would handle if you noticing signs of differentness. I don't have any kids per se that I know about, but now I'm just saying if you would notice these signs in your kid, I feel like, for one, you should stop it. No, show them the difference between a man and a woman, what a man do, what a woman do, and this, that, and other, right? And then, but you don't reprimand them, you don't beat them for it or anything. I don't want to condone any violence against your child, you know what I'm saying, for feelings they may be confused about. But I feel like you don't need to nurture those feelings until the child gets to a point of an age where they're grown enough to handle those feelings. At 18, if you want to decide that you want to go out and be free and be gay and do all you want to do, you want to change it to a woman, fine, go and do all of that. But you should not be able to induce this into your child because of your personal feelings at an age lower than 18. It should be illegal, man. It's not conducive to the way that a child's mind works. Like it's not helpful for a lot of children. Y'all are putting this in front of kids, and you're subtly influencing them to think, oh, mommy or daddy wants me to wear a dress. Otherwise, why would they keep giving me dresses to wear? Why would they keep showing me pictures of people in dresses? And you're living out your life through your child. That's not fair to the child. Let a child grow older and and if they still have them feelings when they get to a point where they're old enough. See, what y'all don't realize is a lot of times when children are kind of influenced into doing this, living a double lifestyle, trans or gay or pushed one way or another, a lot of times they change their mind when they get old enough. When they grow older, they change their mind. They go back to living a straight life or whatever. It's a period of confusion. It's a period of confusion. And hey, if they grow up and still want to do that, that's fine. Go ahead and live your life. Be gay, be proud, and all of that. But I'm sorry, you should not be sending your male child, to school in drag. You know what I'm saying? Just because RuPaul made it out here doesn't mean it needs to be like 100,000 more teeny tiny RuPauls in schools being fierce and Billy Porters being fierce around the world because they saw this on Sesame Street. That should not be how this works. It's too much, man. I think y'all force feeding this down children's throats. Kids are not thinking about this in the way that y'all think they are. They're just not. They want to watch Sesame Street. They want to see Elmo. They want to learn. It would have been nothing wrong with Billy Porter coming on there and being his original self in regular clothes. Whatever, man. But to push this dress and try to make this statement, I feel like it's foul to a lot of kids, and it's going to confuse them, and you're going to subtly influence them into being something that they didn't want to be. Let the child answer the question when you say, what do you want to eat? Before you give them the answer. Because I feel like that's what you're doing to the child. You're saying, what are you going to be? Gay? You going to be gay like daddy is? Well, I guess so. If that's the answer, you're telling me that you want me to, like, you're putting too much on their plate, man. They're 2 and 3 years old. They're not thinking about that at this point. Most children. And if some are, then that's something you work out with that child when they get old enough to handle that conversation. When they get old enough to really decide, hey, I've processed this for some years. I'm 18. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to be. Go ahead. Do what you want to do. But to have him strutting his dress in front of the kids when they learn about their numbers and their letters, I just think it's too much. And y'all are doing way too much with this, man. Way too much. I'm not with it. It just, it's too much, man. I think y'all should scrap that episode and go back to teaching kids regular kid stuff. Let a kid be a kid, man. You taking away their innocence talking about sexuality and all this stuff. They're not thinking on those levels. And you should not be wanting to influence them in that way. And I'm saying this as a straight person that be around kids. You don't want to show kids the wrong thing when you're straight. You don't want to introduce kids. If Papa's a Rolling Stone, that's not what you want to show your kids at 3 or 4 years old. You don't want to see. You want to have him see as many women as he can see coming through the door and out the door, and that's not for his eyes. I ain't got no kids, but when my nephew was around and my niece was around, I didn't let them see me drinking and smoking and having chicks back and forth. You know what I'm saying? That was something that was not for their eyes. I didn't want to push them in the way of my ratchetness. You understand? That's something for them to figure out when they get old enough to get to that point. But anyway, man, I don't know. Just my thoughts. Take it or leave it. It's your boy P Camp, man, putting the camp stamp on it. Leave some comments. Give me your point of view on it. Tell me what you think. Some of y'all maybe disagree with me. It is what it is. I'm out.